So there is one company in the gaming industry these days that isn't in very good condition, and that is Ubisoft. They have had a lot of titles that failed financially or that they weren't very well received whatsoever critically. And recently they had a good start this year with Prince of Persia, but today I really wanted to take a look at the imminent future for Ubisoft for the next 2 to 3 years. What is to be expected from them, some sort of a roadmap from all the leaks and rumors we have got over the past few years. Now, keep in mind, this is a single player video game channel, so I will mostly talk about the single player stuff from Ubisoft that is incoming. Let's take a look at what Ubisoft is cooking. So sit back, relax, enjoy, take a beverage, and let's get on with this roadmap. So let's start with 2024 and what we can expect this year. Now, after the release of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which we had this month, we have namely 3 big titles now that we can expect for this year from Ubisoft. 2 big ones in particular and 1 remake. By the way, if you have a good comment of your own, let me know in the comment section down below and I might feature your comment in the next video. Of course, Star Wars Outlaws, which has been announced last year, will in fact come in first half of 2024. Now that is the rumor. I quite don't believe that myself. I do think that this game will get in fact delayed until the second half of 2024. I don't really expect this game to be released in a few months. Now, maybe it can be a September release. I see that happening for this game, but a release for first half, which means around still the summertime, early summertime, I don't think so. Otherwise, we would have seen a release window or release date by now at this point. So I do think that this game will get a slight delay into second half of 2024. This game is being done by Massive Entertainment. You might know them from The Division and of course Avatar's Frontiers of Pandora. Pretty big team if they can handle 2 big open world games simultaneously in development. That is a pretty big task just in general. I really want to see if they can succeed with this one, because Ubisoft kind of needs something new, in my opinion, something fresh that they can have together with Assassin's Creed and Far Cry. We can't just always rotate these 2 big ones. We have of course Watch Dogs, but that kind of failed as a franchise with the last game. Ghost Recon isn't in a very popular place at the moment, and Splinter Cell is just dead, even though there is a remake coming. I will talk about that later in the video. If Star Wars Outlaws can succeed, we might have a new big pillar for Ubisoft to rely on. That is an important thing in my opinion, so let's hope that this game is good. The next game that I want to talk about is of course Assassin's Creed Project Red, which is expected to release in the second half of 2024. We have had rumors in the rumor mill that we will see in fact an announcement for Project Red around May somewhere, then the gameplay reveal around the summer in June, July, and then the actual release of the game around November. It's just kind of the same roadmap of reveal release schedule like Valhalla had. They do this with a lot of Assassin's Creed games, so it's not very weird if they will make the same patterns for Red to have a reveal around May. So you can expect to see Red around 2 months, 3 months from now. It's now the February 1st that I'm recording this video. You might see something like a cinematic trailer or a world in-engine trailer for the game, and then we get a gameplay reveal in the summer. There are 2 protagonists for this game, 1 male and 1 female. It's of course set in Japan. It's basically Ubisoft's answer towards Ghost of Tsushima, shall I say, but then in the Assassin's Creed style. I hope this is good. I've always wanted a Japanese Assassin's Creed game from Ubisoft, and they're finally doing it, and I just want this to be good, man. Please. They have to get this right, in my opinion. Both Star Wars Outlaws as well as Assassin's Creed Red. Then, of course, the third last game, which is Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake. It has been in development hell so far that we know, but it does have so far now a 2024 release window. I do think that this game might get to see the light of day in 2024, or they need to do a very big reboot. And if that's the case, that they are actually rebooting the game, then yeah, then it's a 2025 or 2026 title. But I do suspect that this game should be coming out now in 2024. That has to happen at some point, especially if they stay with the ambitions and budget that we have seen in the gameplay trailers. Then it has to come out this year, but we shall see. Maybe that they will delay it again until 2025. But I'm not very hyped for it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It didn't really look that amazing to me in the trailers so far that I have seen. And I just think this game in general just needs a bigger budget in general. But of course, Ubisoft is in bad papers right now. They probably don't want a high-risk game. If they are going to invest a lot, they will do it in the well-known franchises like Assassin's Creed. We shall see if this Prince of Persia remake will turn up this year even. Of course, Skull and Bones is releasing this year as well, but I don't care at all. I'm just going to skip that. No one is really hyped for that game whatsoever. So let's take a look beyond 2024, what we can expect, especially in the single player realm. And of course, we have Splinter Cell Remake, which has already been announced, I think a year or two ago. And it's being spearheaded by Ubisoft Toronto, so far that we know. There have been rumors in the rumor mill that this game might show up next year in 2025. So that's going to be a good one for Ubisoft to have in 2025. Of course, there can be some mystery games that we don't know of, especially maybe with Nintendo, like a Mario Rabbids 2 or like something like that. Maybe a sequel for that game. Also for this year, but also for 2025. But we don't know about those games yet. But Splinter Cell Remake is one game that we know of. And it is a full next-gen game, so don't expect this to be on the PlayStation 4. Every game right now is going to be next-gen exclusive on PlayStation 5 and Series X. Then also Ghost Recon has a new project called Project Over, which is set during the fictional Naaman War. That's what Insider Gaming is saying, at least. By the way, all this information is coming from Insider Gaming. I will put their article in the description down below if you want to see more information towards all these games. I'm not the biggest fan of Ghost Recon myself, but it's a big franchise. I hope they learn a bit from the last Ghost Recon games. I think a lot more people want to see more tactical stuff with a good narrative as well, single player elements, instead of making every game with RPG elements and having live service elements, because that happened with the last Ghost Recon games. So there are two Far Cry games in particular in development. One is a multiplayer game called Project Maverick. We have had some teases towards a multiplayer Far Cry game in the previous Far Cry game. I think, was it with a QR code or something that you could scan, I believe. I don't know if this was in Far Cry 6, I don't remember anymore. I actually have Far Cry 6, I played it a bit, but I really didn't like it. It was very shallow in my opinion, so they have to really go out with the next mainline Far Cry game, which I will talk about more, which is Project Blackbird. I think this was in development just right after Far Cry 6. We don't know the setting for Project Blackbird whatsoever. We don't know if there's going to be like a villain-esque Voss villain. Probably there is, because it's in every Far Cry game. But yeah, it's a mystery game for now. I don't know if this game will come next year in 2025. Not very sure on that yet, if it's ready already in 2025. It probably is in the fall, or maybe somewhere then in 2026, but it will come in the imminent future. So be looking out for that. Then there are multiple Assassin's Creed games in development after Assassin's Creed Red. One is very interesting, which is Assassin's Creed Hexe, which was announced together with Assassin's Creed Red, and this is helped by Ubisoft Montreal, and this is a game set in the Roman Empire during witch hunts, witch trials, and that sounds like a very interesting setting to me. I am more a fan of Japanese settings, but if there is a setting that I do want to see for a Assassin's Creed game, it is around this period and medieval as well. I do think we lack a lot of actual medieval settings for an Assassin's Creed game, and I don't know really why that is. I don't know when this game will come out. I do think this is more a 2026 game, maybe 2025, but I don't know. Can be a possibility because they have released Assassin's Creed games year after year, but I think this is more a 2026 kind of game in my opinion. Then there is also a multiplayer Assassin's Creed game which I want to quickly go over, which is Project Invictus, and this is going to be done by the For Honor team. I am not the biggest For Honor fan. I played it a little bit, found it kind of repetitive to be fair with you guys. But maybe they can make a good Assassin's Creed multiplayer experience, you never know. Maybe take some Unity elements with co-op. Maybe they can make it with single player, shall I say, quests that you do in a group. Like, I guess Unity. I don't know if Unity did that. I haven't played much of Unity to be fair with you guys, but I could see that happening, or they are going full all multiplayer with the same style as For Honor. But let's see how that works out, because most of the Assassin's Creed fanbase is single player minded. So they have to be kind of careful with this one, but we shall see. Then of course I talked multiple times about this already on the channel, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake, which is Project Obsidian, being done by the Singapore team after Skull and Bones, because Skull and Bones is going to be a train wreck. They are already putting a lot of devs on the next thing, which is going to be the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. Now, it just started development in 2023. If you guys are interested, by the way, in that, I have a video on the channel about this very subject if you want to see it. I don't expect this game anywhere soon. This is probably going to be far off for now. Maybe even a 2027 title, something like that. So don't expect this Black Flag Remake anytime soon. They just started development on that, but that is a promising one. I am actually quite happy with these Assassin's Creed games that they are going to do. One in Japan, one Hexe in the medieval witch hunt times, and one with Black Flag. These are some of my most favorite settings in Assassin's Creed that they can do. So for me, the future of Assassin's Creed kind of looks pretty good in my opinion. I'm kind of done with the whole Italian stuff. I'm kind of done with that from the older Assassin's Creed games. Maybe England or France. Of course, we did have the French Revolution in Unity, but I just really want to see castles and knights fighting against each other. I would find that very cool for a Assassin's Creed game, and I don't really get why they haven't really done that yet. And then of course there is Beyond Good and Evil 2, but it's in development hell, as we all know. I don't know when we will ever see Beyond Good and Evil 2. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That game just looks in imminent danger, and of course the project director left Ubisoft some time ago now after allegations. I'm very worried for the direction of Beyond Good and Evil 2. We shall see if it ends up to be a train wreck. But yeah, that's the imminent future for now for Ubisoft when it comes to a lot of single player games and some multiplayer stuff. There is more multiplayer stuff with mobile games, but I'm not going to talk about those. I'm not interested in those, and most of my audience isn't interested in that either. So let me know in the comment section down below, what is your most interesting favorite game we have right now from this roadmap from Ubisoft? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let's quickly do a comment of the day for today's video. This one is from Darth Nilius, hardcore member of the channel. Glad to see you back, Darth Nilius. This was a comment on my state of play video. By the way, basically everything happened. What I said in that state of play video. For this state of play, basically everything happened that I predicted from the rumors, so that's great. Darth Nilius says, if that leaked list is true, good SOP IMO. Indeed, it was a pretty good state of play. I did expect some more release dates, like for Silent Hill 2 Remake. Unfortunately, we didn't get any release dates on that front, which is a bit disappointing. And also Death Stranding is a 2025 title, which is also a bit disappointing. I wanted it to be a fall 2024 game. There are no single player first party games from PlayStation this year so far. That's going to sting a lot of the PlayStation fans. Luckily though, we have a lot of third-party exclusives for PlayStation that are upcoming. They have to fill the void with that for this year. If you have a good comment of your own, let me know in the comment section down below and I might feature your comment in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like this video if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more gaming leaks, rumors, news towards the biggest single player games. Cover mostly rumors on this channel towards PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, you name it, every platform, as long as it is a single player game. And of course, visit my social media in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next Get Rekt gaming news video. Bye bye.